What's going on, guys? Today the challenge is to rebuild Aston Villa into Premier League champions. Now, they have got some good players already, but need a little bit of a boost, and today we're going to see if I can be the reason they actually win the Premier League. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and if you want to see any more rebuilds, be sure to comment below right now a team you want to see get a rebuild, and I'll see if I can make that come true. Let's go and learn a little bit about Aston Villa. Aston Villa inside of FM24 have got a lot going for them. A 3.5-star reputation side, a 5-star training side, 4.5-star youth facilities, matched with a 3.5-star youth recruitment. The owner loves the club. We love to be seeing that. And of course, they are a team with a lot of heritage. A Champions League, seven Premier League titles, 1 Super Cup, 7 FA Cups, 2 Sky Bet Championships, 5 Carabao Cups, 1 Sky Bet League 1 and 1 English Community Shield. They are a team which have got a lot of history in their locker, and today we're going to try and add this 7 and turn it to an 8. So we'll see what we can do. Of course, they have got a real good array of players. We can go through those now. For example, I'm going to be trying to deploy a 4-2-4. Again, we're not going to be signing any players in the first window. We're going to rock and stick with what we have got. Now, in terms of the starting 11, this is filtered by the best 11. We've got Martinez, we've got Cash, Conser, Torres, Digne, Douglas Luiz, Kamara, Diaby, McGinn, Zanilo, and Watkins up top. Now, what I will say is, Martinez, this man, he frustrates me in real life with all the dancing, but reality is, he's a world-class goalkeeper. He's absolutely incredible. I love him. Centre-back-wise, we're absolutely blessed. We've got Pau Torres, who in this game is an absolute joke, an incredible player. Conser's not even too bad in this game either. We've obviously got the likes of Carlos, who again isn't too bad. He's a little bit on the slower side, but can still get the job done. Fullback wise, Digne I'm a big fan of in this game. We also, if we go down this list as well, we have got the likes of Leon Bailey in the squad. We've got Mings, we've got Jacob Ramsey, we've got Moreno, again a player I've not even talked about, who he is a really good left back, very quick as well. So left back wise, we are absolutely sorted. Sanson out on loan, probably are going to get rid of him permanently. Buendia, again a player I'm happy to give a chance to. Right back wise, we've got the likes of Matty Cash and Callum Chambers. Now the players like Cash they're okay. I might look to improve the right back quite quickly, to be honest, dependent on how well he performs. Midfield, though, we're absolutely blessed. We've got Douglas Luiz, of course, a player who probably is going to be moving in real life. So, do we sell him for realism? We'll see. Obviously, we've got him. We've got Kamara. We've also got Tielemans. We've got Chambers. We've got Dendoncker out on loan. We've got options in midfield, and we're absolutely blessed. In terms of wingers, Diaby, a player who is absolutely incredible in real life and in the game. 18 acceleration, great pace, great dribbling, okay finishing, good aggression, and still only 23 years of age. So a player there for the future. This lad is a very iffy one because obviously he's on loan from Galatasaray. He's sometimes incredible, sometimes bad. So dependent on how he performs in this save is dependent on his future. Jean Magan, I'm never doing that accent again, is a player who I absolutely love. An incredible midfield player. Will happily do a shift out on the wing as well. I probably wouldn't play him out on the wing if I was going to lock in the team. And of course, Ollie Watkins, the big man up front, the man who somehow gets criminally treated by England, not giving him game time, because I'm a big fan of Ollie Watkins. If there's an Ollie Watkins fan, I will be one of them, because I think he's incredible. We've got a very, very strong team and a good chance of finishing in the top sort of 6 to 4 in this first season. If anything, it should be the top 4, to be honest. Now, we are playing in the Premier Division, the Conference League, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and we are predicted a finish of 8th place. That is criminal. I'm going to predict a finish of 3rd place. Very, very ambitious. With a team like this, we're aggressive, a higher line, passing into space. We've got it about us. Let's get into Season 1 and let's see if we can prove the media wrong. As expected, in the Conference League final, we are going to come out and put on a bit of a show. That is going to be against Club Brugge. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because, oh boy, these highlights are coming in at some speed. Douglas Luiz is going to go through to get the goal scoring off quite early doors to make it 1-0. And from that point, we decided to really take the game to everyone. I mean, Alex Moreno down the left-hand side, cuts back inside into Ramsey. A little bit lucky there inside of the 54th minute, but we get the job done. And from that point, to make it 3-0, Kamara steps up a minute after into Luiz, into Moreno, and pluck that one out, Mignolet, because that is a touch of class from our left-back. To be fair to Club Brugge, they play a direct ball over the top, flick it down. They are going to go through to make this 3-1. Quite a well-crafted goal, a direct approach. I don't hate it. the end of the day, that is their style. Diaby into Kamara, who would have been a bit of a foul there, but Moreno wins it back into Jean Magan, who puts it into the bottom right-hand corner to make it 4-1, and time for one more goal. Diaby down the right-hand side, options in the middle, is going to play it into the box, and it is going to be a goal from Ramsey to win it. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Carabao Cup, we done so well, but failed to Tottenham in extra time in a 7-goal thriller. Also, I'm going to go out in quite uncomfortable fashion. It was quite a dominant game from Liverpool, a 3-1 win in the quarterfinals to knock us out of that FA Cup. But in the Premier League, we don't get fourth. We are going to finish in 5th place. Now, I'm not too fussed because we are going to qualify for Champions League anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Ollie Watkins is the Premier League top goal scorer. Martinez has picked up the 3rd most clean sheets, which is really, really impressive. But the big winner is going to be this Conference League. Now, I was saying, I do think we were expected to win it. We are probably one of the best teams in that competition, but we've got the job done. We've got Champions League football. We got to a Carabao Cup final. It's an okay entry season. Am I going to say it's perfect? No. It's not a perfect season because I do think we should have finished in the top 4 naturally, but we've got Champions League football. I've got to stop complaining. We have been given a budget of £48 million, a bit more than that, £54 million to spend. So realistically, we can make a lot of things happen with that sort of money. Squad-wise, let's look at the player stats. We are going to be seeing 38 goals for Watkins, 24 for Diaby, Jacob Ramsey with 19, 15 for Luis, Pau Torres with 14, 11 for Buendia, Jean Maguen with 11, 9 for Zanilo as well. Kamara coming in with 8, Consa with 7. This lad here in Zanilo, I don't believe he's done enough for me to sign him. I really don't. I'll think about it. I will think about it. Assist-wise, it's going to be Douglas Luiz really top on the rankings there, alongside the Diaby and Jean Maguen. We've got Moreno with 14, 13 for Kamara as well, Tielemans with 10, 9 for Digne, Ramsey with 8. It's a really well-crafted contribution from the entire team, but it doesn't mean we cannot improve. There are still positions we can improve on. For example, if we lose Zanilo, if we don't decide to sign him, we could go and get a better shadow striker, for example. Or do we just say, do you know what? Let's find him on the bench first. Where is he? Is he down here? Do we just decide to use Jacob Ramsey? Give him guaranteed first team football? It's not a bad idea, in my humble opinion. So let's get into the second transfer window with this total budget of £54 million. It's quite a nice budget. I think we can bring in at least 2 players. Let's go make it happen. So first off, we are going to wave goodbye to Dendoncker. He is going to get his move to the UAE League for 6.7 million. Not really much of a loss. Morgan Sanson is going to be going permanently to Nice. He is going to be moving for 3.4 million. Again, a player which, to be fair, I don't feel like I'm missing out on too much. Signing one, we can welcome in a right back to compete with cash. That is going to be Alexander Barr, coming in from the likes of Benfica for £30 million. He's on £110,000 a week, but he looks incredible. He's quick, good tackling, can put in a cross. He's 26 years of age, everything I'd want for a fullback. Also, we've got to understand we're not going to be able to attract the best of the best players because of where we are in the league. So this was the best option on the market. A player who would go to a big team, and that is going to be Samuel Rishi, coming in from Torino for 60 million big ones. Yes, installments were used, and yes, it took a lot to get him over the line, but this man is the perfect DLP. 17 passing, everything else really vitalises in that role, and it's a big price tag, and I know it's a bold move, but genuinely, he looks incredible. I didn't want to spend any serious money, but I am going to get a backup for Watkins because he hasn't really got anyone that is that good as a backup. That is going to be Marcos Leonardo coming in on loan. Again, a player who we all know if you play Football Manager, he usually can get the job done to somewhat of a degree. If I want to buy him, he's going to set me back like 25 million, so he's going to have a decent first season. Ronnie Bargi, obviously of Copenhagen, he set me back a total of £16.5 million. This guy is your go-to wonder kid. Now, in my opinion, he is very 50-50 in this game. I will do my best to give him game time, but I'm not going to lock him in because, of course, we've got a lot of talented wingers. But for the price tag of that, and for a backup option even, I'm not going to turn my nose up. Welcome in Ronnie Bargi. This is a team filtered by the best 11, and not too much of a change happened. So Martinez, Barr at right back, the new man, Consa, Torres, Moreno, Luis, Kamara, Diaby, Ramsey, Maguen, and Watkins. But of course, the bench now looks absolutely beautiful. We've got Diego Carlos, we've got Rishi, we've got Leonardo, Digne, Bailey, we've got Tyrone Mings, Tielemans, we've got Matty Cash, Buendia, Bargi, Coutinho still at the club. I have kept him. I'm giving him a season. He is 32, and I couldn't offload him, so I'm going to give him a season to prove me wrong. If not, we could be seeing you later, son. But let's get into the second season. Of course, we are playing in 4 competitions: the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup. And we are being predicted a finish of 8th place. For me, if we don't finish inside the top 4 legitly this time and get Champions League, we have taken a step back. So we need to make sure we get this flowing. Now, I'm going to look at this tactic before we get into it. This tactic does drastically change from season to season. Again, if you are interested in carrying on the rebuild and getting the tactic, you can sign up to the Patreon in the description below, where also you get all my other tactics, you get the rebuild files, you get everything early, you get priority in the requests, and also you get access to the giveaway, which last month was £300. So come over and join the other 4,500 people. It's an absolute vibe over there. But let's get into the second season with this new look team, and hopefully we can somewhat improve. Carabao Cup final against Tottenham Hotspur. It is going to be Coutinho down the left-hand side, into Jean Magen, in the middle, into Marcos Leonardo, who did have a very good season based off this game. You'll see why very shortly. Tottenham do get back into the game inside of 70 minutes being played with Horta into the left-hand corner. That did rhyme, did not mean that to happen, but we do go back about 5 minutes after with Ramsey over the top into Diaby, back inside into Leonardo to make it 2-1 again. And there's time for more goals, of course. Leon Bailey, ball onto the edge into Diaby, back out into Bailey, a set piece routine into Diaby, and that's why you get my set pieces, because they absolutely cook. And to finish it off inside the 90 minutes, Rishi drives through into Bailey and he goes alone. That is going to be a final. Unfortunately, in the semi-finals of the Champions League, we are going to bail out. It's still quite a strong display to get to the semis, but we simply are not good enough to get past Bayern yet. And when it comes to the FA Cup, again, no real progress in terms of getting to a final or anything, because there's going to be Liverpool again, who are going to beat us 2-0 in the 4th round, so such an early exit. But in the Premier League, significant improvement, going up 2 places into the top 4, a 3rd place finish guaranteed, Champions League football again, and look who got top goal scorer. Marcos Leonardo, 23 goals for him, Martinez most clean sheets, and that tells me that a certain Marcos Leonardo might be getting a certain contract offered by a certain someone. Now, I think this is a bit of an issue for Ollie Watkins, because we're going to go and find out now who was the golden boy. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay, oh, wow. Marcos Leonardo has to be signed. Let's just see how much that potentially could cost us. On loan from Benfica, I think I've already put in an offer, I believe. But we'll see how much it's going to cost us, because we need to get him into the team. 33 goals, then you've got 18 for Diaby. Coutinho, 18 and 18, by the way. An incredible season. Jean Magen, 13 and 14. 13 for Bailey. Douglas Luiz with 12. 8 for Ollie Watkins. I mean, genuinely, Ollie Watkins might be in danger now. I did not mean for this to happen, but I wanted to bring in a striker, and when I'll say this, when I brought Leonardo in, he was not ranked as highly as Watkins, but he's obviously proven himself, and I'm not going to take an opportunity away from a player who wants to come in and outperform someone. Assist-wise, we've got an array of players we can turn to praise, but overall, this man, Marcos Leonardo, is going to be the priority going into the 3rd transfer window. We have been given a budget of £68 million, so that is enough to probably get the deal done, but how much of that £68 million is it going to cost to attract Marcos Leonardo? Is he going to want to join? I'm hoping he does. He's, you know, in the Premier League, we've got Champions League football, there's a lot to play for. It's a big ask, though, and going over this entire team right now, you can look at it filtered by the best 11, for example. There are positions, for example, Marcos Leonardo right in there filtered by the best 11. There are positions we can strengthen still in terms of backup, in terms of players we could possibly move on. This is going to be a big transfer window and potentially the boiling point, because we need to actually make some really big decisions. So let's get into the 3rd transfer window, because we're not too far off, I don't think, competing for the title. Maybe another 2 windows. So let's go and hopefully have a good window. So he's dropped a little bit in form. It is going to be a good Premier Division quality player now. We are going to sell Tielemans when the offer's on the table, and it is going to be to the Saudi League for 37 million. So we have somehow turned a profit from what we paid for him from Leicester. With that sort of money on the table, you've got to let him go. Get the job done with Marcos Leonardo. We are going to welcome him in on a permanent agreement, and he sent me back a total of £15 million. So realistically, that is an absolute bargain for a player that scored 23 goals, 5 assists last season. He is now going to be I didn't think I'd be saying this, our 1st team striker. I've spent big on bringing in Mohamed Kudus, because he looks absolutely outrageous. He did set me back a total of 67 million, but again, we're signing directly from a Premier League team. He's in form, he looks incredible, he's 24, he's close to his full potential, but to be honest, what he is now is literally perfect for this team. Versatile as well, he's the perfect candidate. I'm then going to go and pick up a leading Premier Division midfield player in Can Bozdogan, I believe is how you say that. He's going to come in from FC Utrecht, previously of Schalke and Besiktas. This is a player who, again, offers a lot to the midfield, can play centrally in a Mazzala role or even higher up than that, could do a job on the left and right, but will not really be put into that sort of area. But he is, again, 24 years of age. He did set me back a total of 24 million, but he is so well-rounded and versatile. These are the players you need to turn to when you've got an injury crisis, for example. And lastly, the instalment signing, I have gone aside a world-class winger. Some say the Neymar of the FM scene. It is going to be Savio, coming in for £56 million. This guy offers everything. His only weakness is his finishing, which I will train him on, but other than that, he is rapid. Crossing, dribbling, first touch, passing, technique, off the ball, flair, vision, everything you want for a winger, comfortable on the left and on the right. We have potentially got one of the best attacks in the league now, based off current form. He is going to come in and be an absolute nightmare for defenders, and the team now looks a little bit like this. We have got Martinez, Barr, Consa, Torres, Moreno, Douglas Luiz, Rishi, Diaby, Kudus, Savio, and Watkins, which I will imagine would be Marcos Leonardo. Now, this front four can win a Premier League. In the game, it can win a Premier League. Kudus, incredible. Savio, incredible if he translates to Premier League's football. Diaby, incredible. Marcus Leonardo, incredible. We can get the job done now. We've got Tyrone Mings, Jean McGinn, Ollie Watkins, Carlos. We've got, obviously, Can on the bench. We've got Bargy, Digne, Kamara, Cash, Bailey, Coutinho, Buendia, Jacob Ramsey. Again, I believe I like to do a little check here. So Martinez, we have got backup. That being quite poor backup, it does have to be said. Barr has obviously got Cash as backup. We've got Consa, Torres, Tyrone Mings, Carlos and Chambers. We've got Moreno, and also we've got Digne or Mings can play there. We've got Luiz and Rishi. We've also got Cam, we've got Kamara, and we've got Chambers. Diaby, we have got Savio. We've also got the likes of McGinn can play there. Bargy, Watkins, Bailey, Buendia. Coutinho can play on the left as well. Kudus we've got in the middle. We've also got loads of players there. And Leonardo, we have got Watkins or Rodgers if needed in a desperation sort of session. So overall, this team is looking absolutely incredible now. I am very confident we can improve. And if we don't win the Premier League, I want to say at least secure second place, because I think we genuinely are at that level now. Now, we are playing in 4 competitions, the same as last season, and they are predicting a finish of 8th place. If we finish 8th, I will personally give everybody who watches this video £500. We will not be finishing in 8th place. That will not be happening. This team is absolutely incredible. Let's get into the 3rd season, and honestly, I'm expecting to at least finish in 2nd place. If we don't, it's a disappointment. Started off with a cup final against Manchester City in the FA Cup, and unfortunately, there's going to be 1 goal, and you can see where the ball is on the pitch. Dedic is going to drive at the entire back line, an awful bit of goalkeeping, and Grealish gets a tap in. The Champions League, we're not going to progress, and we actually are going to get absolutely annihilated against Arsenal in the quarterfinals. That is not a pretty sight. But we have won the Premier League. It is on goal difference, and it is incredibly close, but we've got the job done. That is going to be the challenge completed. Ollie Watkins, your 2nd top highest goal scorer. Savio, your most assists, and the 2nd average rating. Proven that he has adapted pretty nicely. Now, I will say I've saved a bit of embarrassment to have a laugh at towards the end of the video. The Carabao Cup, we lose to Coventry City in the 3rd round. So I don't know what happened there, but we have completed the challenge. We have won the Premier Division, and that is going to be a success. And don't forget, over these years, it's not just that what we have done. We obviously also did win one of the European trophies, I believe. The Conference League we have won. We did win an English trophy, and we have won another Premier Division title. So that is absolutely incredible. We love to be seeing that. Now, the squad is going to be looking a little bit like this. 29. This is interesting. Ollie Watkins has redeemed his comeback, fought for his position. That is why I do not lock in players. Ollie Watkins, 29 goals. Kudus, 26. 18 for Savio. Leonardo with 14. 11 for Diaby. Luiz with 8. 6 for Jean McGinn. Assist-wise, array of players coming in. And I will say, this is now an exciting game save file. And if you want to get your hands on it, I will set you a challenge. And that challenge is going to be to win the Champions League and the Premier League in the same season in a 3-season window. So you've got another 3 seasons to get that job done. If you are going to take on my challenge, you have got a budget of £81 million for your first window. And if you want to get it, you can come over to the Patreon, get the tactic, which obviously you can see here right on your screen, and also go over and get the rebuild file. And if you have enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe. It is completely free and means the absolute world to me. Of course, this is now a brand new channel. We are posting rebuilds on here, tactics on my main channel. So hopefully you are enjoying the concept, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.